PTE, speaking, note-taking strategies. Let's work on them. Where are they used? Retell a lecture, summarize group discussion, summarize spoken text, listening, fill in the blanks, and write from dictation. Main things: focus on keywords, numbers, relationships, not every word. Use abbreviations and symbols. For example, this arrow leads to, up arrow leads to increase. Organize ideas logically. Visual note-taking styles. The first style is linear notes, bullet lists. They look something like this: the first topic, second topic, and the third topic. Second style is in which we make flowcharts. Again, a very nice strategy to make flowcharts. It's a very good method. What does it do? This leads to this is the cause of this is after this is before this. So everything can be, talked about here. The third strategy is table notes. This works very well for summarized group discussion. How? Let us see. Speaker 1 spoke this, speaker 2, speaker 3. Common mistakes to avoid: writing too much, illegible handwriting, copying exact sentences, trying to write everything. That's not a good idea. Panicking if you missed something, forget it. If you missed, doesn't matter. Instead, keep your notes simple, clear, and consistent. Listen for key information. Focus on the main idea and supporting details. For example, the key dates, names, places, quotes, simple short sentences, easy and major phrases. Don't waste time on what you don't understand. Use symbols. Create your own system of symbols to write faster. For example, I will write the symbol and then I'll speak what is it. And, increase, decrease, leads to, percent, equals to, not equal, therefore, less than, right or wrong, with, without, between, because, regarding, versus, so on. For example, that is, problem, important, definition, example, diagram, background, function, objective, conclusion, reference, solution. Now, strategies by the task type. These are 5 tasks which I told you about, and these are the strategies. I would suggest you to pause the video here and understand retell lecture, summarize group discussion, summarize spoken text, and blank write from the dictation and what strategy to be used. Let us talk about retell lecture first. Focus on short sentences or phrases. Do not write what you cannot speak. Do not write half, broken, or incomplete information. Focus on getting 6 to 7 clear points to write a 65-word summary. Avoid difficult words that affect your fluency or pronunciation. Keep leftover words, phrases for the conclusion. I will make you listen to one very small video. So let us see what is it.
I had been writing nonfiction for years, actually, but secretly wanting to be a novelist. When I first started writing at the age of 30, it was with the intention of writing fiction. But I took a little detour for 10 or 12 years and wrote nonfiction, which I have absolutely no regret about at all. I think it was exactly the right thing for me to do. But there was that dream tucked away inside of me to do this. And I remember reading something that Eudora Welty wrote, who is, the great novelist from Mississippi, who had a big influence on me, actually. She said, "No art ever came out of not risking your neck." And I think she's absolutely right about that. It felt that way to me at the time, and actually it feels that way to me every time I sit down to write something. Finally, in the early 90s, I took my deep breath and started writing fiction. It felt risky to me at the time to do that. And one of the very first things that I wrote was what I thought was going to be the first chapter of a novel called The Secret Life of Bees. I wrote it in 1992, and it is actually essentially the first chapter of the novel as it is now.
So now if you see this, this was a very interesting video and an audio in which you can make some notes. Now your notes should look something like this. Writing nonfiction for years, secretly wanted to be a novelist, started writing at the age of 30, intention of writing fiction, have no regret about it, it was right thing to do. Reading something, great novelist had a big influence. She said no art ever came out from not risking. Every time I sat down, it felt risky to me. I thought it was going to be first chapter of the novel, The Secret Life of Bees in 1992. So let's frame the answers. This is what the answer looks like. Stop the video here and read this answer aloud. Practice 2. Summarize group discussion.
3 students are talking about their volunteering experiences.
Hey, everyone. I can't believe how quickly this semester is flying by. I've been super busy with my role as an orientation leader at the university. I have to invest time and effort in planning and organizing events for new students. The good part is that I get to meet so many new people and help them learn about university life, which is really fulfilling. On the downside, it can be a bit stressful, especially during orientation week, when everything needs to run smoothly. But it's worth it because it helps me develop my leadership and public speaking skills. What about you, Amy? How's volunteering at the library going?
Well, it has its own set of challenges and rewards. I really enjoy the organizational aspect of it. I've gained valuable skills in cataloging and event planning, and I feel like I'm giving something back to the community. But some of the tasks like putting books on shelves and data entry can get pretty boring, and standing for long periods isn't great either.
I get that. Working at the animal shelter takes a lot of physical energy and time, which can sometimes be so tiring. But the best part is interacting with the animals and knowing that I'm making a difference in their lives. But it can also be emotionally difficult, especially when you see animals who have been through a lot.
It's clear you're passionate about what you do, Sam. One thing I found is that being an orientation leader has made me more adaptable. Every group of students is different, and you have to be ready to handle any situation that comes up. I think these skills will be invaluable in my future career.
That's a great point, Alex. Volunteering at the library has definitely made me better at problem solving. Whenever someone needs help with finding a source of information in some specialist area, it's like a little puzzle that I have to solve. So I think it's made me more analytical and improved my problem-solving skills, which will come in useful in practically any job I pursue in the future.
It's interesting to hear how we've all developed different skills from our volunteering experiences. For me, the animal shelter work has made me much better at multitasking. There are always so many things happening at once, and you need to stay calm and collected. It's also taught me a lot about teamwork, as we all need to work together to ensure the animals are well taken care of. And I get to work with a variety of personalities.
Absolutely. I think volunteering, no matter where or what you do, involves a lot of teamwork. At the end of the day, it's about investing time and effort in something you're passionate about and gaining invaluable skills from it. Plus, it feels great to give back to the community.
Let's just hope we'll be able to find time to do this next semester too. Managing my time around coursework and volunteering can be tricky.
Okay, so let us see, what do we have here? So this is the kind of notes that we can make. You can pause the video here and you can figure it out. Speaker 1 is a male, speaker 2 is a female, and speaker 3 is a female too. And this is what they're talking. So this is actually overdone. So you can just cut it down to whatever you can speak, and then you can start elaborating it. So let's create the answer. Again, you pause the video here and see what the answer is. When not to take notes. Very important. Avoid note-taking during tasks that demand full listening and speaking focus, such as repeat sentence. Do not make notes in that. Writing during this task divide attention and can reduce fluency and accuracy, leading to a lower score. Test day tip. Check the equipment. Ensure that erasable notepad and markers they work properly. They won't stop before the test. Ask for replacements if needed. With this, we come to the end of this video, and I hope that you have learned a lot about note-taking.